This is a Sugar Extract Buds disposable vape. All over America, Delta 8 shops are opening to the public, marijuana is being legalized, and the consumption of cannabis products is becoming the norm. But these things aren't for sale just at stores that are specifically designed to sell Delta 8 products. No, any gas station can pick this up in bulk and sell it as well, so it's possible you've seen this before. Well, if you had your doubts and you wanted to look up a YouTube video first, then you've come to the right place, because this is by far the worst product I've ever bought. First and foremost, because I did not put this out in my last video, I apologize, but the lab results for this thing came back and it did test positive for mercury and arsenic. So whenever you smoke these things, you are getting those chemicals inside of your respiratory. That being said, I prefer not to smoke metal and chemicals when possible, but you know, I've got to take one for the team, so I went and gave it a shot. It kind of blends in with the package there, but if you zoom in, you can actually see that this has THC inside of it. I never even heard of this. It's like another one of those THCO, THCD, Delta 9, Delta 10 variants that doesn't actually do anything. I literally just bought this like the day before yesterday, and I've smoked it down to an empty tank, and I don't think I've gotten high off of this thing a single time. Now, there's pros and cons to everything. Now, I am going to shit on this thing, but I can't just leave out the good parts. So out of the very minor amount of pros that I have for this, one of them is that it did not clog a single time. Ever since I bought this, it is just straight up hit. You put it in your mouth, inhale, and you get a bunch of smoke. It's not like a little bit of wax gets stuck in there. It's not because, oh, it heated up and the wax expanded and then it cooled off and now you have to warm it up with your hands. Every time I put this thing in my mouth, it hit no problem. Has a little USB-C port in there, which I prefer these days because USB-C is way more common. I have 100 of them laying around in the house, as do you probably. Now, the flavor says that it's like purple tangy, but to be 100% honest, there is not even a hint of anything grape or purple related in this vape. It is purely weed. It smells like weed, it tastes like weed, but it just doesn't have the effects. It says it comes with THC, Delta 9, and Delta 8. I will tell you, whatever this stuff is inside of it, it is not what gets you high. Even my wife, who will usually take 1 or 2 hits from a Delta 8 vape and be like, oh my god, I'm so high, she felt nothing from this thing from hitting it for like 30 minutes straight. It says it boasts 1,740 milligrams of Delta 8. However much that is not enough to do anything, because whatever this other stuff is inside of it is really inhibiting that Delta 8. Okay, now for a long list of cons. One of them is this thing smokes so quickly. Whatever is the chemicals inside of this, they burn at a very quick rate, because I've only been smoking this for about a day and a half and it's completely empty. Secondly, the price. I saved the receipt because I remember it was a ridiculous amount of money. How much was this thing? Got to use my discount, but before my discount, can you even see that? 33 bucks. Right there. Now, there's all sorts of different tiers of these Delta 8 vapes. This is probably the most basic one that you can get. It's just this little black shell and then a small battery in there. It's got a tiny little heating source with some copper wires. It probably costs like 80 cents to make these overseas. And I'm tired of seeing this $20+ margin that we have for these things. Like somehow this is worth $33. Are you crazy? Do you know what you can buy with $33 these days? It doesn't even tell me the country it was made in. I cannot find anywhere on this thing that says made in China. Usually you can. If this was made in America, then that is literally the only justifiable reason for it to be this price. Otherwise, I would probably value this thing at like 12 bucks. All right, now we're going to get into the rankings of this thing. After what I've told you, I'm pretty sure you're going to know my rankings, but I'll just go ahead and let you know anyways. As for the taste, do not care for it. Vapes that taste like weed, why? There's so many things that you could put in here other than mercury that will make it taste better. So that gets like, you know, a 2 out of 10. As for strength and potency, I don't think this thing has got me high a single time. As for the last vape that I reviewed, I'll put like a link up right there or something, or I'll just put a link at the end of the video. That one at least got me high. This one, not even close. I smoke this thing for like 20 minutes and I get frustrated that I'm not high, and then I go and I smoke the other one. So strength is also on the lowest end of the scale, 1 out of 10. There's absolutely, maybe if you've never smoked a day in your life and you pick this up, you're gonna feel something. I'm sure you will. But as for most people, or anyone that's probably smoked more than 5 times since middle school, this is not going to do anything. But all in all, summarizing my experience with the Sugar Extracts Buds, Sativa, Purple Tangy, disposable vape, this is a solid F tier. This is one of the worst things I've ever smoked. I could never recommend this to anybody, even someone that didn't care about the metal content. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, then subscribe, and please feel free to join my Discord. But other than that, y'all, that's going to do it for me today, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.